Hi guys, Don with Pa's Garden Journal. For this week's Garden Journal entry, we're going to talk about fig trees. I've got two fig trees, a brown turkey. I've got two of those, and I've got one that is an Olympian. It's brand new. I got it last year, but this year I've got my brown turkey. Here's the biggest one I've got that needs pruning badly. This is the first year. This past year is had a great big fig crop on it for the first time, and so we've got to do some work on this. And I thought I would take some time today to just talk to you about pruning, why we prune. A couple of good reasons. One is that we need to thin it down and control the growth of this thing, or it'd be, up like this next spring. But also to produce fruit next year. This will grow and it'll produce fruit every year now, as long as I take care of it. But fruit grows on the new growth every year. So if I prune it back and I get more new growth from all the nodes that are on here, and I get more limbs next year for new growth, we get more figs. And that's kind of the idea. I've got one other brown turkey fig that I rooted from last year, and it's over by my shop, but it's not anywhere near as big as this one, and I didn't have any fruit on it this year. So that was this was the first year I've had that tree. I rooted it last spring, and it did real well. It grew well. It's good and healthy. But anyway, that's those two is what I've got to prune, and I'll show you how to do that, and we'll walk you through that in just a minute. As I was talking about pruning these things, we're going to start with this big one that's coming right up toward me from the ground here. See what I can do with this thing. But you see all these limbs that are coming right off the main shoot here, and we want to keep this trunk. So we just come in here like so, just cut that and just take it all the way down. Again, we're just following along with the tree, and this is going to be the very top end of the trunk. And we even got these small things here that are growing out, so we just cut them off as well. And we'll get, you see we've got, get all these out of the way. Here's one more. And then down in here, I'll try to get to the middle of this thing. Now you see that I've got this one trunk pruned down pretty good right here, and we follow it all the way down, and you got this new growth coming out right here. And what I'm going to do is take my shears and get in here and cut these off right at ground level, because I don't want those coming up as a tree trunk. Now all these limbs I'm cutting off, they'll be used for cuttings, and we'll do some rooting on those. Now that takes care of that one, and so we've got this one left, and this one over here is the main shoot left. So we just come back in here like we did and take off these and just snip them right off. And on this one, I've got this limb that's going out to the side. You can see where it was broken off. That's dead there. So this was going out to the side, and this one is turning, going back in. But I'm going to prune this one here, but I'm not going to prune it down this low. I want it to put out some more growth. So I'm going to come up just a little ways, find a node that's pointing out that way, and just cut it right here. and that'll take care of that. Then come around and get the other one that's going off to that side, and then this one, as you can see from my row, the fabric down through there where I keep the grass cut, and of course this one is right out in the way, so we'll come in and cut this one off right here. There we go, and that gets me down to that one. And then we've got again some small little pieces that are coming up from the ground right here. We don't need any of these. We'll get those out of the way. And as well, like I said, I was going to go down to the 3 main ones, so this is the 3rd one, so I'm not going to need this one, so we'll cut it off here at this level and get it over here out of the way. And then we've got 1 or 2 more that are almost right in the ground level. And let's take that one and cut it. And then we've got this one that's kind of buried itself, and we'll cut it. And that, I believe, is all the prunes we're going to do for that side. And then we come back over here. This is the last one we've got to do. So we'll come down here and take that one off. And again, I'm going to cut this one off right here at this joint. Now in this case, this one has already started growing up. So I'm going to take it and cut it right here, just like I did the other one. I'll find a node on the outside of the tree right there, and we'll cut it right there. And that should take care of what I've got. Now, here's what's left. Well, this is it. I've got the fig tree done. I've got my 3 trunks left that I want to do in order to prepare for the winter that's coming up. I went ahead and gathered up some mulch and put around the base of it, and then I also put down a layer of pine straw to help hold it all in place. So for now, I think we're done with this part of it, and of course the next step is to be doing the cuttings that I took off of here, making those little cuttings and getting those repotted. So we're going to take care of that in just a minute. Alrighty, now that we've got our cuttings, I've got those, brought them over to the table here so you can hopefully can show you a little bit on it. We just take one of these. You see how it's nice and long and pretty much anywhere in here. But what I'm going to do is cut it. We'll go with this node right here. As you can see that little node, and we'll cut it at a 45-degree angle. And then we'll come up 4 or 5 nodes here, and we'll just cut that off. And what I've got is a stick. One side's got a 45 cut. That'll go down in my dirt, and this side will be the top, and that'll way we'll do it. So there's the first one. And I don't need this many fig trees, so I obviously am not going to need to do all that with these. But here's one that's you get up to more than a tender. We'll just cut it right here at 45 like we did the other one. Come up just 7 or 8 inches again, and just cut it straight, and that'll take care of that. So there's a couple. I've got a friend that's already asked me about doing a cutting for her, so we'll do that as well. So now again, I'll come on up to 6, 7, 8 inches and cut the top, and that'll give me a good 3 ones right there. And I always prune more than I want, or root more than I want, because invariably not 100% are going to take. But again, just find a good node and just cut right above it, right below it. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 noses there. There, we'll just cut that one off like that. And what we got now is a good stick, again, about 8 inches long. And we'll go with that. And that gives me 5. That gives me 5 good sticks. And I'll use those to put in my, plant those in my containers, and we'll go from there with these. I'll be back to you with that. Okay, we're here now for that final step. I've got my 5 cuttings right here that we were just looking at. I've got my rooting hormone, and I've got 5 pots ready with moistened potting mix, and we're gonna just real quickly just stick these in there and see what happens. There we go. Just stick that down in the rooting compound, shake off the excess, come right over here, stick it down in the pot, kind of firm it in a little bit, and do the same thing again. And then we'll do the same thing again. Alrighty, and there we go. That is the final one. And this is the Thanksgiving week, the Monday of the Thanksgiving week here in Georgia. And I've got my fig trees pruned. I've taken some cuttings, got those potted up, and we'll follow along on these as we go through the year. So hopefully by next spring, these will be ready to transplant into the ground, or a bigger pot for, these may not make it that long in these small pots, but that's, we'll keep an eye on them for that. But anyway, that's it for this episode today. And I appreciate you watching me do that, and hope you found something that you didn't know. Well guys, I think that's it for this session today. Hope you had a good time following along with me and trying to help us understand how to prune back the fig trees for the winter and get those things ready, and then also do some propagating, and so we can have help multiply our crop in the future years. I sure appreciate you following along with me, and I hope to see you in the next one. I think probably next week, the next episode, we might take a look back at some of my gardens from 20 years ago, where I was first starting out with a lot of this stuff, and how I've changed over the years, and where we are today. So learn as we go and always adjust. Man, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week in the other one.